Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the show, and I'm here to talk about some NBA news. And we're here to talk about some NBA news and a few injury updates heading into tonight's NBA openers. So let's get into it. So let's talk about some news here. Via Melissa Rowland, National NBA reporter Damian Lillard says he spoke to Jimmy Butler after the Milwaukee trade. He said, quote, "We've always been in some sort of contact with each other, and I said that. Initially, I was like, I want to go to Miami." He was a big part of that. I mean, Jimmy Butler's a big part of why anybody would want to go to Miami. He's really their superstar player. It's like Heat fans probably just get more enraged every time they see Damian Lillard and Miami Heat mention the same topic. But I don't think Heat fans need to hear this, kicking them while they're down. Yeah, Pat Riley he can never get a big trade done now. He's washed. So once the NBA finalizes its upcoming media rights agreements, next topic, it is expected to expand to include 32 teams per the FOS, the Front Office Sports. The primary cities under consideration are Las Vegas and Seattle. Seattle Supersonics. I mean, I can't say I'm an old schooler because I didn't watch when the Seattle Supersonics played because I wasn't born. Or I didn't watch the NBA at the time. But I want to see Seattle Supersonics come back. I really do. I think expansion will be great for the NBA to bring back the Supersonics. Las Vegas, I think maybe the Las Vegas Vipers would be a good option. Those would be my two options. And they have a strong fan base in Seattle. I think they would come out and support the Supersonics. But you never know. Maybe they will bring back the Supersonics, but once they finalize the media rights agreement and expand to include 32 teams, those are two cities that are under consideration. So Chandler Parsons doesn't believe Austin Reaves will progress beyond being a 15-5-5 player and feels he's already approaching his ceiling. Quote, "He's not a player who's going to continue to get exceptionally better. It's not like the potential is through the roof with him." Oh, that's a little bit ironic coming from Chandler Parsons. Yeah, sure, let's listen to Chandler Parsons, ladies and gentlemen. Remember when he got paid 4 years and $94 million? I know people try and act like he's right. A winning player that can make a huge impact on a championship team, I see no problem with that. And he averaged 20 after the All-Star break last year. Like, I agree, he's probably never going to be a first or second option on a championship team, but he can definitely average 18 and 20 and maybe even sneak in an All-Star game in his career. He does have that All-Star potential. And he averaged 20 in his first playoff, shooting 45% at high volume. So yeah, Chandler Parsons just, he doesn't know ball. But he doesn't have to be the first or second option. That's AD and LeBron. He can be the good third or fourth option on that team. But no one cares about Chandler Parsons' opinion. The same guy who left the Rockets for a bigger role and never improved his game. 4 years, $94 million for Chandler Parsons. Yeah, just for him to shit the bed. So, Precious Achiuwa via @Michael Grange, quote, "I'm one of the best defenders in the league. There's not 5 guys who can cover 1 through 5 like I can." And I quote, "Eyes emoji." Who? Who's gonna tell him? Like, his defense. Like, I think his defense is good. But, come on. There's definitely more than like 5 players better that can cover 1 through 5, but he's definitely a good defender. But I won't say he's the best. Like Bam, AD, Giannis, Draymond, those 4, I would say, maybe even Jaren Jackson Jr.'s, that could be a debate. Terrence Mann, he will not play tomorrow due to a sprained left ankle. So apparently he has a sprained left ankle. Maybe he got injured. I guess he must have injured his ankle in a preseason game or something, maybe in practice. But yeah, Terrence Mann is not playing tomorrow for the full schedule starting. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, SGA, has zero issues with playing off the ball. Quote, if Michael Jordan has to do it, I definitely have to do it. No way he didn't compare himself to Jordan. He didn't compare himself to Michael Jordan. But, yeah, but he has to play off the ball more. For sure. Paul Pierce thinks the Clippers aren't a suitable fit for James Harden via Undisputed. If he goes to the Clippers, is he willing to take a lesser role and come off the bench? Why would he come off the bench when they need a point guard? Why would they trade him just for him to come off the bench? Like, he'd probably be their best guard instantly. I still think he's washed, but like, he'd be their best guard instantly. So why would they trade for him just to have him come off the bench? That would be stupid. Chris Paul could come off the bench for the Golden State Warriors per at Shams Charania. I think there's a level of momentum of him coming off the bench. It looks like Chris Paul is going to come off the bench for the Warriors. Shams said there's momentum for him coming off the bench. I mean, it was obvious. So do we really need a report to know this? I mean, well, yeah, Kurt likes small ball, Draymond center, so. But yeah, I mean, he could start as well, but we'll just have to see. But I think he's gonna come off the bench. So Windhorst on the Suns, he said on Get Up ESPN, quote, they have the potential to be the #1 offense in the history of the NBA. He's not saying just the best offense here. He says the best in the history of the NBA. And I don't think so. Like, they'll be a really good offense, but they're not going to be the best in the history of the NBA. Come on. So Brian Windhorst said he was puzzled as to why Giannis Antetokounmpo decided to sign an extension with Milwaukee now instead of waiting. It's rare, but some have this, and it's called loyalty. There, Mr. Tubby, Brian Windhorst. It's his career, and I guess he thinks he's getting what he needs where he's at, because they just trade for Damian Lillard. Of course he's going to sign an extension with that team, because they're still going to be in contention to win the title this year. This fucking Tubby's an idiot. LeBron James is reportedly in discussions to produce a Netflix series centered on the lives of NBA players inspired by the, quote, quarterback series, per FOS. So, Lee Netflix now. Another nickname for LeBron, Lee Netflix. So I guess he's going to showcase the lives of NBA players, maybe. But I feel like people are just going to complain about it because it's LeBron. But, yeah, it's cool. He's going to center on the lives of, like, NBA players. Marcus Smart says Boston had told him he wouldn't be traded and says he discovered his trade via Shams. Tweet before hearing it from Boston directly. I was told everything was good for asking multiple times, like, I'm hearing rumors. What's going on? And they're like, no, you're good, you're good, you're good. And then when I do hear about the trade, it's from Shams on Twitter before I hear it from the team via The Athletic. Dang. They never even told him. He just found out from Shams. They kind of handled that poorly, we'll be honest. There to the Boston Celtics. He found out from Twitter. So the New York Knicks were reportedly willing to offer a package that includes 2 to 3 first-round picks, Julius Randle, R.J. Barrett, Evan Fournier, and Mitchell Robinson in exchange for Joel Embiid, per Pompeii and Sixers. I wouldn't even pick up the phone, to be honest. Like, why would you trade Joel Embiid for R.J. Barrett and Julius Randle? Like, those are solid players. But, come on, man. Why would you trade an MVP candidate for R.J. Barrett, he's kind of mid, to be honest, and Julius Randle disappears in the place? I mean, they both do, but Joel Embiid's a lot better than Julius Randle. But, I mean, I guess it would be good for the Knicks, because they would have some depth. Or the Sixers, because they would have some depth. But why would you trade the entire roster for a guy who chokes in the playoffs and can't even get past the second round? I don't know if I would do that. Bam Adebayo did not sign an extension with the Miami Heat after leaving, after having an 11:59 p.m. deadline on Monday night. So he did not sign an extension. The difference is Bam has not reached Supermax criteria, and therefore, like Giannis, benefits by waiting until next summer. So, yeah, he's going to come back to the Heat. He's just not on, like, the Supermax criteria yet. Bill Simmons says Donovan Mitchell eventually leaving the Cavaliers was the worst kept secret in the NBA. Yeah, I think he's gonna leave that team, honestly. Like, I don't know, I feel like I'm not really surprised by this. But I don't think he's going to the Knicks, though. I know people will say, "Ooh, the Knicks, the Knicks." It's not gonna, I don't think he'll go to the Knicks. I just don't know. I feel like he just doesn't want to be there. But no, but I could be wrong. Could be wrong. But, you know, I'm probably wrong, honestly. Aaron Nesmith signed a 3-year, $33 million extension with the Indiana Pacers. He definitely showed flashes last year of what he can be. This could easily end up end up as a steal. Now people say, "Oh, he's overpaid." People must not watch games. It's like $10 million a year for a role player. Cole Anthony agreed on a 3-year, $39 million extension with the Orlando Magic. And they have so many guards on that team. It's honestly a good contract for a solid player. But they have so many guards on that team. Josh Green, he's the 12th player in the 2020 draft class to land his rookie scale deal. He agreed on a 3-year, $41 million extension. It's kind of underpaid, to be honest. He's an absolute steal. That dude played great last year. Onyeka Okongwu has agreed on a 4-year, $62 million extension. And I think it's a great value for like $15 million a year. So they're keeping a Okongwu for the next 4 years, which I think is a good move. There were no rookie contract extensions for Atlanta's Sadiq Bey, New York's Emmanuel Quickley, Chicago's Patrick Williams, Indiana's Obi Toppin, and Toronto's Precious Achiuwa. Those will be the top players able to join restricted free agency next summer. Dang, they really should have paid Quickley. But I think they will eventually. I don't think they're just going to not pay him. Giannis Antetokounmpo, I mentioned with what Brian Windhorst said, he signed a 3-year, $186 million extension, which is not really surprising. I know he's going to stay with the Bucks. One, they got Dame Dollar. Deni Avdija has agreed on a 4-year, $55 million extension with the Wizards. So those are all the extension news from Adrian Wojnarowski. Phoenix Suns star Bradley Beal is unlikely to play tonight in the season opener versus the Golden State Warriors, league sources tell at The Athletic at Stadium. Suns are taking a cautious approach with Beal's back alignment to begin the season. These are 2 injury updates I want to talk about going into tonight's NBA game at 10 o'clock. There's no injury updates for Lakers Nuggets, but this is the big injury updates for Warriors Suns, and Bradley Beal is not going to play game 1. I mean, he's really dodging Curry. Warriors, also last thing I'll talk about is Warriors, Draymond Green has been ruled out of the season opener with an ankle sprain, so Bradley Beal and Draymond are both out with injury. Montrezl Harrell has been waived by the 76ers. Did he wave back? Sorry. But yeah. Minnesota Timberwolves forward Jay McDaniels has agreed on a 5-year, $136 million extension, which is well deserved. It's not even a max. But yeah, it's really all to say for this video, so until next time, peace.